Are you a coachable human being? This question is an absolutely underlying fundamental question that determines whether or not you are going to be successful, whether it's in fitness or in life or at weight loss or whatever it may be. And you should be asking yourself this very question and being very honest with what that response is. Let's take a deep dive into why being coachable is far more impactful than being coached. Listen, the ability to find coaching nowadays is cheap, easy, and frankly, you can find coaching for whatever you need. You want a business coach? Come ask me. I have a million of them on LinkedIn asking me every single day. You want a fitness coach? Great. CrossFit gyms? Coaches aplenty. F45? Don't even get me started. Coaches are easy to find. You know what's harder though? It's harder to find somebody who is coachable. And that's the topic of what we're talking about is, are you that coachable person? Because if you can be, and if you are, your world opens up into what's possible, what you can do, and how successful you can be at your chosen thing, whatever that may be. If you're coachable, frankly, a lot more is possible. All right, so what is the definition of being coached? Well, I didn't actually go online and look up a literal definition because that would be the typical thing to do. Now, let's just put it this way. In my opinion, being coached is having somebody give you information that you are then supposed to do. What does that mean? Well, if I'm coaching you, I'm going to tell you, go do 5 by 500 meters with 3 minutes rest at your 2K pace -6. Done. Okay, I just told you what to do. Now go do it. If you did it, does that mean that you're coachable? No. Does that mean that you're being coached? Yes. So being coached is simply having somebody who is essentially guiding your journey, whatever it may be, giving you the what to do, when to do it, probably also as well how to do it. And those things get tied into what coaching is. And that's why there are so many of us nowadays, and it's so easy to find. It's becoming this very, let's call it on-trend idea to be coached. And in the era of COVID, when gyms have been shut down and everybody's taken to online fitness, and we're understanding that the power of internet means that if you have a lesson to teach, you can teach it online to millions of people if you so choose. That means it's way easier to become a coach, a teacher, whatever you want to call it, and be able to deliver that information. And as a user, it's far easier to consume that information. And even with that, it has become almost popular to collect information that we don't use. How many times have you bought a piece of information, maybe it's a course, maybe it's an online program, that you don't use? I am always trying to encourage members of the Dark Horse crew, our paid online program, to make sure they're using it. If you're not using it, then you shouldn't be there. Make sure that you're using the machine and let us be your guide to do that. We are providing coaching. And that's what coaching is. It's delivering that message and it's giving it to you in a packaged format that makes sense. And hopefully the coach knows enough of what they're talking about that if you were to follow it, you would see the success that you're hoping to achieve. But what is being coachable? Well, being coachable is a bit more ethereal in nature, a little bit harder and less tangible to grab onto and put your hands onto. But as I would describe it, it is being humble enough that you can admit you don't know everything, because none of us do, frankly. Let's be honest with that. I don't know everything. And if I'm the smartest person in the room, something has gone horribly, horribly wrong. And it's essentially the idea that you can learn something from anybody and that you're willing to expose a weakness enough to see where your weaknesses are, continue to work on them so that you might be able to improve. That's being coachable. It's being able to accept influence. And as well, I would tag on, it is not eliminating that you can learn from everybody. Often we might put somebody up on a pedestal that we believe has all of the answers. And so we may say that, yes, we're coachable, but if you're only coachable to that person, are you really coachable? I would say not. I would argue that for coachability, you need to be willing to accept influence, or at least accept learning from everyone. Now, whether or not you take that as solid gold, whether you simply take it in to interpret it, learn from it, and move on, different story. Still coachable, all right? I'm not saying you have to take what everybody says as pure fact, but if you're willing to listen, take it in, interpret it, and instead of just fighting back immediately, that's coachability. You're able to be coached. Now, why are we even talking about these two things? Well, often when we are in this place of looking to lose weight, of looking to go faster on the rower, improve your 2K, improve your endurance, and maybe just get moving for the first time in our lives, we start by seeking out coaching. The issue with seeking out coaching only without recognizing whether or not we ourselves are coachable is that we pass the buck on the responsibility of what it means to approach our actual goals. The old adage of the journey of a million miles starts with a single step. You know, it's not the finish line, it's the journey. I think I butchered that somewhere along the lines, but every step along the way in a journey, when taken on as your own personal responsibility, is an opportunity for growth. It's a moment where you learn from it. Maybe you fail at something, but guess what? When you fail, you learn that, oh, I failed because of that reason. When you can interpret that, then you can change your behavior and your actions and the future course that you're on, and that's how you become better at the thing that you're choosing to do. Let's just use weight loss. I love this as an example because it makes it super easy. Losing weight by simply having somebody deliver your meals to you every day. Are you going to lose weight? Yes, you're being coached. Somebody is doing it for you. However, if that person that prepares meals for you were to be sick for 3 months' time, what would you do? Would you be able to continue that weight loss, or would you be stuck because at no point were you able to interpret or internalize the steps that were happening to help you in that weight loss journey? So that's where being coachable comes in. If you hired that person to make you meals, but at the same time, they also gave you a cooking lesson every time they showed up, if you're able to prepare this amazing meal on your own after this journey of having somebody prepare meals for you, but you learn how to cook the meals along the way, well, now if that person goes away, you have made the change yourself to learn how to cook, learn what kind of foods are best for you as you're trying to lose weight. You were a coachable human being, and therefore the outcome is going to be yours. When you've been coached and when you were coachable, it meant that you took on influence throughout the journey that gave you enough to learn so that the process became your own, you owned the end result, and you also learned along the way so that should you choose to continue your journey, you want to lose another 25 pounds, or you want to now gain 25 pounds of muscle, you've at least learned a part of that journey that is going to suit you going forward. You were coachable, you learned along the way, and voila, you are now a different person than you were when you started, rather than just the same person but 50 pounds lighter. And now you're asking yourself, Shane, why are you even talking about this? You're a rowing coach, and I absolutely am, but the coaching name that I go by is Dark Horse. And what it means to be a dark horse is what it means to work on yourself. And a dark horse is somebody who is not expected to succeed, but who unexpectedly comes from behind and wins. Guess what? That dark horse is not just being coached, that dark horse is coachable. That person is toiling in the dirt, in their basement, in their garage, in their spare bedroom when nobody else is there to support them. They know that they have it within them to create success in their own lives. And that's the difference between coached and being coachable. You are taking ownership of what it means for you to be successful. And that is why we're talking about it today. You need to make the decision as to if you are going to just find a coach or if you're going to find a coach and be coachable. Because when you put those two things together, it becomes a superpower of combined future potential. It means that you can accomplish whatever it is that you want to, given that you invest the time, the learning, the effort, and the attention to be able to do that. And listen, if as I'm talking about the lifestyle stuff, you're like, listen, I found you from rowing and I love rowing. And then we start talking about lifestyle and you're like, tell me more. I want you to come join me in what I am calling the Dark Horse Method. It is my approach to lifestyle and everything that it means to be a dark horse, building that lifestyle of what it means to be a dark horse. I'm linking to that in the description below. I am kicking off this brand new journey of all of this. It's my life's work. I care about rowing. I love rowing, and I love talking about what improves overall lifestyle, and that includes fitness, mobility, mindset, resilience, all of these really concrete factors that are going to help make you a better human being. And all of that is covered in the lifestyle bit, what I'm calling the Dark Horse Method. So come join me. I'm linking in the description below. I appreciate every single one of you, and we'll see you in the next one.